Hey guys, figured I'd make a quick video. I've been doing a lot of research all week because me and Mike were kind of baffled why I couldn't get the PCV to work with the check valve because I deleted the PCV valve itself. But figured I'd go over what I found out this week after basically researching everything I could every night I got home from work, and try to help everybody out in case they run into a situation like I do. So bring you along. All right, guys. So from what I found out is that since I deleted the actual PCV valve that's in the back of the valve cover, you cannot use just a regular check valve, which is what I have here, which is a 6 a.m. from Vibrant Performance, because the Vibrant Performance check valve only makes sure that air or liquid only travels one direction in the valve, so it opens up completely. So the problem I'm having with that check valve is that at idle, your intake manifold has much higher vacuum than what your engine's actually producing. So the problem that ends up happening is you run into a lean code and you start running misfires. It idles like trash, and then you start popping check engine lights, and it's ugly and it doesn't work at all. So doing a lot of research, I found out that the only way to really resolve that is run to atmosphere or put in a PCV valve. The problem with this engine I'm finding out is that even with vents on both catch cans, because I have a catch can on both the PCV system as well as the vent, got the Mishimoto down there, is the problem with those is that it's just not enough to get the actual pressure out of the engine. So I'm blowing oil out of the valve cover, the oil fill, and it's also coming out of the oil pan. So this is what really led me to try and figure this out. So from the research I've been doing is that basically the way the system works is that your vent, which is usually hooked up to your intake pipe, or if you have the stock box, it's hooked up to that, pulls in fresh air from there after the max airflow sensor. And the reason it does that is because the computer still considers that as coming in, because it gets sucked in to your valve cover, and then that's considered the fresh air inlet that your intake manifold sucks out through the PCV valve into the intake manifold. So it's still quote unquote accounted for. So you can run an atmosphere on your vent, but the downfall is that you need something with this engine, I'm finding out, to actually pull the crankcase pressure out, because I just ordered a radium catch can, Radium Engineering. That one's going to be coming with their 10, I think it's a 10 orb to a 6 AN male thread adapter comes with it. And that's a built-in PCV valve, because it's going to be able to automatically open and close based off of the difference in vacuum from the intake manifold to the engine. And that should be my fix-all. And what I found out is the best way to run this, being that I'm going to be going turbo, is that in line from the intake manifold to the catch cam, you're going to run a check valve. So this check valve that I already bought is still going to be used. And what it's going to do is basically only allow the PCV to be sucked into the intake manifold, but it won't allow boost pressure to push back. But hopefully that helps you guys out. I did a lot of reading up on this today, and basically this whole week I've been trying to figure this out because we got the car show coming up on Sunday in Union. I might save this video for then, I'm not sure, but I'm going to be hooking this back up to atmosphere for right now, just to get it up there this weekend. And then I got to see if I can find a shop to do a last second alignment, because doing that front tire is way out of whack. The only last thing I got to do is still fix the transmission temperature gauge sensor wire that broke. So I have an extra one. I'm probably going to use that, take this one out, put the new one in, rewire it back up, and then order another one, because I needed that sensor I'm going to be using. It was actually for the oil temp sensor that hasn't been hooked up yet, but hopefully we'll get that figured out. Really looking forward to just going and seeing an actual car show this weekend. I may or may not enter the car in. It's you guys know it's not much of a show car, but we'll see what happens. Just another update, only before I forget. I'm waiting for the brackets to come in for the catch can adapter brackets I ordered for everybody, and it's going to be basically a much cleaner way to mount a catch can where I have my one on my vent located. The other thing is, once this winter hits, because this whole tire ordeal set me back, we're going to be looking into getting a new center member made by Boosted Fab, and it's going to basically replace the whole front roll stop. It's going to be a one piece connected to the center member that goes from front to back. That's going to be tubular, so it's going to be a lot lighter and smaller, which is what I need because I'm running into issues with the radiator. But this winter, the car's going to go basically cleaned up a lot. I'm going to have to eventually take the motor mounts out from Boosted Fab and get these actually painted so they don't rust all the way up on me. But just trying to get everything lined up first, and then once winter hits and the car's definitely hibernating is when I'm going to be focused on doing the cleanup stuff and get ready for spring. The last matter of ordeal that I have to get done before Sunday is going to be, like I said, to see if I can find an alignment shop. I hate to go back to Firestone, but I might have no choice and just beg them to just give me negative camber. I have to get the hazard light switch still has to get hazard light switch still has to get hooked up. That I've been slacking on this week. I've been really busy at work. What's going on, everybody? Over here at the Welcome Fall Festival in Union. So I brought the car out today with Mike. Entered it for see what happens. Alright guys, so got everything installed. Got the new Radium catch can on. The cool thing about this one I found out is that Radium makes their own PCV valves, which 10 AN orb to the 6 AN for the hook up over to my vacuum. Still have to add in the check valve here for when we put the turbo on, once I get that on, because that's going to basically make sure that once we actually pressurize the intake manifold, so instead of vacuum, it's going to be boost pressure. I don't want it escaping back out to the catch can and making its way back into the engine. From what I read, you don't put a you don't put a check valve on the vent side, because the vent actually becomes not only the vent in, once you start doing boost, it's actually going to suck out of the engine, so that'll also help with too much pressure. The Radium catch can, I'll be honest with you, I put it on, it was a night and day difference. Obviously over venting it's going to be, but this can's actually set up pretty cool. The top actually goes down and into the can, directly down. So where this comes in at actually hits a wall and goes down as well. So it actually has to go down and then back up. And then it's a full baffled cage inside here. And it actually comes with a little cylinder of steel wool comes with it. So I've only ran it not so much. I'm going to wait another week or so and then open it up and see how much oil this actually caught. But just from going from, full vented, I even had a vent on the oil. So night and day difference so far. Like I said, I'm going to test it another week, see how it does. All right, guys. So did the whole PCV system, did a lot of research on it, and it's it's a very simple but easy to confuse, I guess. So if I confused anybody, because I confused myself a few times, just let me know. I'll try to clarify. Like I said, I'm going to leave it like this for now. I'm going to have to add the check valve, but we'll get around to that. Only thing coming up right now, it's getting towards the end of the season. I don't see many shows popping up. Might be a couple meets here and there. The only other thing I have coming is going to be rear brakes. I ordered the R1 Concept, had a 30% off sale the other day. So I'm going to have another video coming out probably next week about changing out rear brakes and how I do them. And then the last thing is going to be once we get the turbo kit in and start getting everything prepped for that. Besides that, guys, thanks for watching.